We are currently somewhat bearish the US dollar, given the assumption that President-elect Biden will enjoy a seamless and smooth transition to power, and that will allow him to roll out his policy agenda early next year, albeit somewhat constrained by Congress. But before that, though, we do see a risk, in fact, more than a risk, of a minor US dollar rally into year end for some of the reasons that you've mentioned. The key one being that Western governments are now struggling with an escalating COVID emergency. And it's interesting how different governments have responded in different ways. So European governments have been quite willing to consider and to introduce quite severe and strict lockdowns, which is something the US has shied away from. And we've already started to see the impact on data flow from both sides of the Atlantic. Now, that should start to weigh a little bit on euro dollar, and that should allow the US dollar to strengthen a little bit into year end, in my view.
Okay, so you're saying a minor US dollar rally. I mean, what does that look like in terms of the dollar index level?
Yeah, well, we like to think of it in terms of the FX pairs, and I see euro dollar actually retesting and revisiting the low at 116 before this year is out. So quite a move, in fact, from where we are today. And you mentioned the vaccine optimism is starting to fade. I think there are some good reasons for that. So far, all we have is a press release, and a pretty vague one at that, that claims that the prototype vaccine is effective. We still need to see the full data. The data is not peer reviewed. There's a lot of uncertainties about which age groups the vaccine is most effective for. And all of that has allowed US equities to sort of lose a little bit of altitude in the last few days, which in turn has also helped boost the US dollar to some degree.